Hey everybody, welcome to the first section here for episode 22 of XCOM 2. So, we're still waiting on this mech breakdown. We're still waiting on this spark to turn up that I have plans for. Andy is still in soldier training for 4 days. We've got a supply drop in 5, and we're going to be clearing that out in 5 as well.
From what I've seen, you could use the practice.
Ooh, snap. We are currently at capacity on resistance comms. I want to put a side chamber there, and that is where our current resistance comms is. So we're probably going to be clearing this one out next, but we need to wait for this one to finish because we don't. Can we upgrade this? Insufficient power. For an additional engineer to increase additionally. So even then, we need more engineers basically. So if there's something that comes up that gives us an engineer, I'm going for it. But what we are mostly waiting for is that spark. At least right now. Intel reward. Not right now, so we've got an intel reward. We've got make contact with Western Europe, which is what will get us over to the next spot. That does appear to be the go for it, doesn't it? Let's go. I mean, it's 6 days, which is kind of a lot for us right now, but we'll take it.
I am sure you will find the results to be as intriguing as I do, Commander.
Okay, so that's the Advent mech thing, and here's our Spark! Yay! Spark 2 is not staying named that. Oh, Muton Autopsy. Yay, very good. I feel like we could do another war suit, honestly. Maybe a rape suit, but probably that. Blue Screen Protocol. With a number of mechanized units Advent has available to throw at us, developing munitions capable of disabling them should be one of our high priorities. Tigan suggests we look into disrupting their core operating system, and I agree, it's a good start. So that is basically EMP, I believe. But I actually want to put something into experimental ammo, because we have none of it, and it has some very useful effects, including it can increase critical damage. It can apply poison, it can set people on fire, which is a very advantageous debuff. It can increase aim. So we're going to go with experimental ammo. We still have 7 cores, so I think we'll be fine for that.
I'll let you know as soon as the project is ready for deployment.
Okay, and research.
Advent has legions of these mechanized units out there helping to keep the peace. As far as I can tell, they're fully automated and armed to the teeth.
So a little too late, we have managed to get the Gremlin Mark II available, although we do have to still get the upgrade for it. From our initial breakdown, I have to assume the Advent mech design was at least in part based on the alien Sectopod, a similar autonomous war machine lacking in biological components. As far as I can tell, the Advent variant was supposed to be less intimidating, more suited for urban pacification or peacekeeping operations conducted in proximity to the civilian crowds. That facade only works because of the carefully disguised weapon systems integrated throughout the machine. I don't think people would react so calmly if they knew about the micro-missile launching system linked to Advent's network, running facial recognition on the crowds at microsecond intervals. Lily Shen. So Shen actually did this review. So the Mark II Gremlin is an improved version. Not only will it greatly increase the hacking stat of our specialists, but many specialist abilities improve their effectiveness when the Gremlin becomes more advanced. So that is something we need to look into. And that's the EMP. And now we can finish up this, so let's take a look.
Central Officer Bradford has personally substantiated claims that the massive frontline unit they call the Muton was actually at one time even larger than the specimen I have before me today. As it is, the creature is abnormally warm to the touch for a corpse, and I must say, it is quite disconcerting.
Gotta love those groups.
The aliens make a strong statement by fielding these massive creatures as their frontline combat units. I doubt they thought anyone would resist when faced with the alternative of staring down a Muton.
Having never seen any of the previous Muton variants personally, I can only go by the stories I've heard from Central Officer Bradford and others. As they say, the current breed is apparently on the smaller side, although considerably more agile than the original. And as we saw from the opening cutscenes, this version was apparently present at the start of the actual invasion, which is a bit odd. Internally, the subject maintains all the hallmarks of extensive genetic modification with additional musculature and bone protecting the internal organs from any risk of direct contact. Surgery must be a massive pain for these guys. The aliens clearly spent a great deal of time and effort honing the abilities of the mutant as a frontline combat soldier. I had heard that our soldiers believed the mutants to be part of a tribal society, at least originally, based on their unusual battle cries and markings seen in the field. Having finally gotten a close look, I can confirm the presence of unusual scarification that could certainly be attributed to ritualistic behavior of some kind. So now we have the advanced grenade launcher available and the plasma grenade. Ooh. Grenade launcher uses magnetic technology to propel grades further than our conventional launcher and grants a larger effect radius. I could swear our weapons were already, like, magnetic, but sure. To any launched projectiles. And the plasma grenade. So if I check that out, firstly let's check on this. So the Queen Autopsy, plasma rifle. Oh, we have access to plasma rifle now, but that's going to take us 14 days. Ooh, plasma guns will be a really big boon, but I kind of want to go with that. Let's get psionics on the go.
I foresee a number of valuable applications stemming from this technology. I'll have a report assembled as soon as the research is complete.
Hey, Commander.
So now we have, let's see, where are you? Plasma grenade. So 5 days, an Illyrium core, 75 supplies. Is this the research then? Does that mean I have to do that for every single plasma grenade I want? Jeez. That would suck.
Hey,
But meanwhile, if I go to weapons, we've got the advanced grenade, instant build, we can get that, 75 supplies. And the Gremlin Mark II, we can also get that. Hey, we can get them both. Alloys, how many alloys do I have? 108. Yes, we can get them all. Hehehe. Lovely. And not really anything here. The serpent armor, I do have the serpent suit. I don't have the armor just yet. So we need a bit more supplies for that. But that's fine, because we've got the little download coming in. Anyways, if we go to the armory...
early on that the Avenger has a tendency to dip forward when the power core is under load without the engines engaged. At first I thought maybe it was a stabilizer issue, but now I'm starting to think it's all just part of the alien's grand design. The core itself may not be entirely stable, which would explain why the aliens went through so much trouble to isolate it in the bow.
Interesting. That sort of implies that that core is gonna go boom at some point, which would be not pleasant. Anyways, we want to be looking for Spark 002. There you are. So, customize. I believe we have access to all of your customizing. So, character info, first name. We want to call you Fenrir. And last name. I can't give you a null last name. Okay, so let's just call you. What's a good name? Fenrir Fizz? I'm not sure. Let's call you just Fenrir. What was Fuzz's last name? Crumpet? Fenrir Crumpet. Sure. So, for those of you who do not know, Fuzz's actual desktop computer is known as Fenrir, and I headcanoned that was the name that Fuzz also gave to their spark that was flittering around them. So, literally last episode, Shen was wondering if it would be possible to integrate the Advent mechs with the spark systems, and that's exactly, if you look at the lore, how the sparks come about, more or less. The prototype mechs plus more or less what became the sparks. So combine the two, and you get a mech. You get these mechs. So with that, I'm going to basically rule that we have taken Fenrir's coding out of the fallen Fuzz's spark. I keep calling it a spark. That isn't a spark. That for one thing is a beat. Gremlin. That's it. Yeah, we're taking the fallen Fenrir's coding out of the Gremlin, and we've put it inside of our new spark. And that actually means that I'm going to be changing a whole ton of this according to what Fuzz tells me, so that we can make it look and seem as much like an actual Fenrir as we can. to that end, I actually also don't know what your ability is going to end up being. We've got Overdrive right now, but with every single level we got a new one. And it basically boils down to one of two things. So, you can either be impervious to harm, or you can make everyone else hurt a lot more. And there's some pretty almost ridiculous levels that you can get to. But let's see, do we have a specialist? Yes, we have Mercy. So let's take a look at Mercy's new gremlin. So, oh, we can forcibly downgrade it. Interesting. I don't know quite why we would, but we can. So, Gremlin drone allows specialists to execute a variety of hack bonuses plus 20, compared to the null of the previous version, which puts you up to 85 out of 65. Generally goes unnoticed, it can use the specialist. Yeah, no change in the tactical info, just the hack bonus. But hey, that makes it a bit easier for you to deal with stuff. And I could give you weapon upgrades and stuff, but there isn't really much that you need. Is that seriously our only specialist? Blimey, that is our only specialist. Yee. Somebody in here needs to become an actual, like, healer. Jeez. But actually, how is... It says force under strength, but how many of our... Okay, yeah. A fair few of our people are out. Cool. Let me just check your loadout here, Fenrir. So you've got basic spark armor. You've got your helix rail cannon, because the heavy auto cannon is a downgrade. You've got your spark bit, which is another thing that we can upgrade. And you've got your rocket launcher. Now we do have, I believe, something inside of engineering. Under armor, maybe? Anodized chassis and reinforced frame. So that is the big new one that we get with our plasma armor. Doesn't mention what the difference is, except that it's twice the supply cost. We should be able to afford that in a few days. But geez, 10 Illyrium, 25 alien alloys, versus 5 crystals and 15 alloys. But that will make Fenrir significantly more durable. So we'll look towards getting that going. So if we hop back to the main world, to the hologlobe as it were actually. Oh, Mikachi has recovered from wounds. Hooray! Still shaken, unfortunately. But we work on things. We work on things. So, how are we looking on the dark events here? Retaliation strike in 2 weeks, estimated new alien facility in 3. And that is currently preparing. We are currently having the infiltrator flying around over here. Actually, no, the infiltrator is faceless on every mission, more or less. And that is just hunting us, basically. Okay, let's get some intel. Oh, 5 rounds complete. Okay, fine. Sylvia's back. Mercy's back. And he has finished training. Hooray!
Incoming
Oh.
message for you, Commander. Patching it through to your quarters now.
Oh, this will be our supply drop. Okay,
Progress
so...
against the aliens over the past month has been significant, Commander. But there is still room to improve if we are going to eliminate the alien threat.
When did I fail a gorilla op? When did that happen? I don't remember that at all. Let me see. Supply rates completed. 1. Alien facility destroyed. 1. Regions contacted. 1. Radio relays installed. 1. Resistance rumors investigated. Avatar progress reduced. 3. Advent Forge investigated. 1. Alien rulers killed. 1. Phew. So we can also get Edward Young and Anton de Young. Edward Richard and Antoine de Young, apparently. Oh, that we definitely need to break. Advent cracks down resistance recruitment, increasing the cost of recruits by 100% for a month. Ugh. And what's our intel is fairly low, even if we are getting a bit more right now. What the hell? Alien Cipher, increase the strength of intel costs. Well, I'm glad I worked that out. Ignore that for this exact moment. There we go. So we can't put the psi in here because we don't actually have a psi. We don't know what psi is just yet. So, Charlie, begin. That will take 5 days. Excavate. I wish we could make it faster, but alas. Okay. Low intel now, that's why I'm up here. Proving ground. We have dragon rounds, which set people on fire. Hehehe. And also do bonus damage to all targets. Hooray!
Strategic resource located.
Okay, 53 enter.
Setting course for East
So,
Asia.
ultimately worth it. Battle site, alien alloys and delirium crystals. Not right now. We want to get to the
Avenger
supplies.
spotting new course.
He's still flying around then, it seems. View mission? What we got? 7 people. Gets us a scientist and 113 intel. Pretty nice. Includes a codex, elite trooper, advent shield bearer, advanced officer, heavy lancer, and advent mech. That I think we can tackle, but give me one moment whilst I hop into engineering.
Hey, Commander.
Build items. Armor. We want the anodized chassis, which is not cheap, and the serpent armor. So that's an upgrade. And if we go to the proving ground, let's... Oh, we can get the war suit or the... I think the war suit is better. 50 supplies, 10 alien alloys, 5 Elerium crystals. Harnessing the power of Elerium may be possible to create a new heavy-powered suit capable of generating a defensive force field, not unlike those used on the alien craft. Pretty handy, but I'm going to keep with experimental ammo for now, at least.
Sounds good, Commander. I'll let you know as soon as the project is ready for deployment.
Okay. And so now, we've had almost a complete, almost a complete episode here of me just doing management. But now we're going to go to the second half as I engage with Operation War King, which hopefully does not mean I'm meeting the 3rd ruler. Yeah.